We're in the middle of a big tech battle royale, and it all started after Epic Games announced this morning that it was this is yesterday, that is encouraging Fortnite players to bypass Apple's in-house payment system at a 20% discount. So they make Fortnite, you can buy the in-game currency. Normally you pay through Apple and they take a cut, but Epic wanted to do it themselves and offer it at a cheaper rate. Now that's an intentional violation of Apple's app policies, and in response to that, Apple has removed Fortnite from its app store, claiming that Epic wanted a special arrangement that other developers don't get. That means that if you've already downloaded Fortnite, as many people have, 250 million people have played it. If you've already downloaded it to your iPhone or iPad, you can still use it. But it means that Epic won't be able to update the app. And so potentially a large number of users could get taken away. So that was the first volley in this battle royale. The second was that Fortnite also was then kicked off of the Google Play Store for Android. Nintendo, we're looking at you. Don't make any sudden movements. And so in response to that, Fortnite has put out an awesome ad. If you've played Fortnite, you know that they've got some good people with the animations and stuff. So take a look at this ad, see if it reminds you of anything where they break down the situation.
Today, we celebrate the anniversary of the platform unification directives. For years, they have given us their songs, their labor, their dreams. In exchange, we have taken our tribute, our profits, our control. This power is ours and ours alone. We shall prevail.
So that's obviously a reference to the classic Apple ad. I think we have that we can put up as B-roll as we continue to talk. But Brett, this back and forth, who do you see coming out on top in this?
I see. I don't know. I see Apple coming out on top.
Really interesting. Yeah. Just because they're the platform holder.
Yeah, basically what they're arguing against, as I understand it, and correct me if you read it a different way, is that they're frustrated that Apple is the one who is able to basically say, listen, I've made this platform where commerce happens, and I need to wet my beak. But instead of just wetting the tip of their beak, they're taking like 30% of all the take.
Yeah.
And this is Fortnite saying, by the way, I'm the biggest game in town, so why don't you give me most favored nation status at the very least? And maybe you could also, give them the benefit of the doubt, lower the amount that you're taking from other app developers and other people who are placed on the same commerce platform. Mm-hmm. And they're trying to throw their weight around because the ability to have the game on the platforms of Android and iOS came much later than the one they made all their money on at the beginning, which was PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
Thank you for acknowledging that PCs exist. Because I think that's
I'm on one anyway. From our teacher.
Yeah, you are. So look, some people are saying they agree to the terms. Yeah, and I get that, but they had to. I think they can challenge it at some point. And look, the reason I pitched this initially as a big tech battle royale is because, look, if you're not interested in Fortnite, as the vast majority of you probably are not, this is still about the ability of companies like Google and Apple to determine the playing field, what they're going to be paid. And if you don't pay that, then what are you putting your game on the Windows phone? Like, yeah, you kind of have to. It's like Amazon. They become so big that at some point you kind of have to go along with it. The question, and again, Epic is not some small little poor indie developer. They've pulled in billions and billions and billions of dollars. That's what's at stake. The question is, does Apple, by having the platform and allowing Epic to host the game there and update the game there, do they deserve hundreds of millions of dollars for that? I guess that's the question. At what point, I understand you're going to take a percentage because you can't charge some indie new developer $100 million, but shouldn't there be some sort of cap? Like, you didn't make the game. You're not updating the game. You have a platform. And so these are questions that are going to have to eventually be worked out in court, because Epic, in response to Apple's response, says it's filing an antitrust lawsuit against Apple in U.S. District Court. It's also telling its Apple users they won't be able to play future versions of its game, quote, because Apple has blocked your ability to update. When Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 4 releases, you will not be able to play the new season on iOS. And they're hoping, and it's very clear in that ad, that if one platform doesn't have Fortnite, that could influence consumer behavior. Not necessarily immediately, but in the future, it potentially could. It wouldn't affect me because I think playing on mobile is a terrible experience. I don't see why anyone would do that. But I get that some people will.
It's all bots.
It's all bots. And you can't really control it. The issue for that strategy, though, is that now Google has also thrown them off the Play Store for Android. Google theoretically could have provided sort of a competitive advantage to themselves by being the platform that still has Fortnite. But the thing is, they also want control over the percentage of the in-app purchases they're getting. So it's just fire going in all directions here.
Yeah, this is when you look around, and it's great. Just kick the tires, see what's happening. Mm-hmm. Or you know what it's like? It's like when I guess Indiana Jones like puts in Raiders, he like puts his torch stick into the light beam and it immediately gets hit with a dart. That's what Fortnite's doing. They're just like boom, and it just all gets hit, and they're still safe because they have. I don't know what the breakdown is, and then also like they do make a lot of money off of just random stuff you can buy, but there is a way. I think it's a genius move for them not to update it if you're Apple trying to be terrible. And Google trying to, quote, be evil, because that's what they're doing. You're just blocking the next season, because Fortnite makes it very easy for you to, if you play enough, get like the cool extras from the game, like enough cool extras from the game just by playing enough and leveling up and getting free V-Bucks.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, although I guess we won't. It'll be behind closed doors. Who is going to really lose more out of this if this stretches to a week, a month, a year? And how does that influence? How long will they hold out if hundreds of millions or billions of dollars are potentially on the line? I don't even know what percentage of the player base is on mobile or makes their purchases on mobile, because couldn't you conceivably make the purchases on your PC, for instance, and then use the currency on mobile? It's a complicated world we live in. And the thing is, it's not like Apple can just be like, well, they already purchased the game, so they're not going to go purchase it somewhere else. It's free. So yeah, there's a lot of what makes modern gaming and tech what it is all being combined into this battle. And that's why I think that this is an interesting thing to keep an eye on, even if you don't care at all about Fortnite or gaming at all. This affects all sorts of apps, theoretically.
I also love that the hashtag, the like small hypocrisy is, it's hashtag free Fortnite, but it's all about how you can pay for Fortnite.
Totally. And how they'll make more money when they are making all the money. Yeah. There's no total good guy here. Yeah. Although Fortnite makes the ads that will probably be best in this back and forth. We'll see if Apple comes out with one.
I mean, it's insane for you to say that Apple doesn't make iconic ads when the ad that Fortnite made is based on an iconic Apple ad.
Yeah, true. And that ad came out like 7 years before I was born. I'm just putting that out there to confuse people.
That's insane, John.
But anyway, yes, it was an iconic ad, but what have you done for me lately? They had some good ads like 15 years ago, too. What's been going on lately? I don't know. I don't have TV. I don't watch commercials, so I don't know.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.